Whoa, everybody, welcome. Hello, it's Friday night. It's time for another live draw. What is this music I'm playing? Oh, boy, I am so glad you asked. Well, this music is from a little game called World of Goo. It is a puzzle game that came out like 15 years ago. And why am I playing World of Goo music in the background today? Well, that's because World of Goo 2, the long anticipated sequel, is released today. That's right. You can get your copy on the Nintendo Switch or I think on PC, maybe even on Xbox, but I don't know that for sure. But I don't have any stake in the game. I just love the game World of Goo, and I've been waiting for them to do a sequel, and it's out today. So I'm very, very excited. So I'm playing the music from World of Goo in the background today. That's what I'm doing. Anyway, welcome to my Friday Night Live draw. This is a once a week thing that I do on Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. Central. Typically, I draw during this period of time, but usually I chat a little bit and just sort of have a stream of consciousness, brain fart explosion, and sometimes people like you at home join me. Some of you join me on Facebook, and some of you join me on YouTube, and sometimes you toss comments up, and sometimes I interact with them, and that might happen tonight. If you're watching live, I will probably get around to doing some drawing, and I will get around to your comments, and yeah, that's pretty much how this works. It's just an interactive hour of hanging out that is something that I enjoy doing. And this project that I'm working on, what am I working on? Well, if you have not been paying attention for the past year, I've been working on an animated cartoon. That's right. And it is an independently made animated cartoon, which means it's not being funded by some sort of corporation or anything like that. And that is the reason why I have a Patreon account. So if you go to retailsunshine.com, you can follow my exploits there, or whatever you want to call it, my antics. I don't know what the word is. My adventures. You can follow me there for free, or you could like throw $1 at me if you want, or whatever you want to do to help my machine grow. I would greatly appreciate it. But you can also just watch this video and give it a like and subscribe on YouTube, all those good things. Lots of good ways you can support all of this stuff. Antics for sure, says Caitlin Williams. Yeah, definitely antics. So before I jump into the cartoon today, let's do a little bit of a recap. Hello. So today was kind of a big day. Hey, happy Friday, Samantha. Happy Friday. Thanks for being here. Today was an important Friday because I ordered the brain pins today. What's a brain pin, you may ask? Well, there's this brain design that I came up with for my comic strips back in the day, and I've been occasionally using that design in different ways over the years. And the most recent way is with this glow-in-the-dark enamel pin. And I just placed the order for the pins today. So that means I'll probably have them by the end of this month. I still need to order the trading cards that they come mounted to. So that's a separate order that I have to place. Haven't done that yet, but I will do that soon as well. I do know that the manufacturing company of the pins, after they make one pin as like a test, they're going to send me a photo so I can make sure that I'm happy with it. Well, don't you know, I'm going to make sure that all of you are privy to that photo as well. So you'll get to see how this thing looks along the production highway. Hey, thank you for pre-ordering. I appreciate that. And if you're watching this video and wondering, well, how can I pre-order? Well, it's very easy. Just find me on Venmo under my name right there. Just do @PhilMachi, and you can send me $20. Just let me know in the description that it's for the brain pin. Everybody, I think, has been using the brain emoji in their pre-order message, so that's been kind of fun, getting a text message with a little brain on it. But you can still do that, and I appreciate any and all pre-orders, because it makes it easier on me, since I had to front hundreds of dollars today. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, see, she knows. Samantha Roby knows. She's got 3 brains. Thanks for the heart, whoever gave me a heart. I appreciate that. Hearts and likes are appreciated, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook or both. I think they do a little bit more on YouTube than they do on Facebook, but I don't know. I think maybe all of it works together, so let's not worry about it. All right, so what am I working on tonight? Well, so I think last week I was working on the very beginnings of Scene 22. And Scene 22 is not just a new scene, it's a new sequence. And if you're keeping a score at home, a sequence is when a collection of scenes that are all kind of like related to each other, if you mash all those scenes together, they sort of make one big story point. So I'm starting a new sequence. It's a new scene, but it's also a new sequence. And this particular sequence involves different characters walking across the screen, or doing other activities on, just moving in the background, doing little things, going about their day. So I completed one of the walk cycles, one of the characters walking across the screen. Tonight I'm going to be working on another character walking across the screen. And this character happens to be Mohawk Guy. And if you know a little bit about Retail Sunshine, you will recognize Mohawk Guy. I only have 2 drawings of this walk cycle so far. That is one right there. There's Mohawk Guy doing his little walk. Now, I don't know if this is going to be like something that I fix later on, or if I just keep it the way it is. I don't know. We'll see. But these are just my early drawings for this walk cycle. So I'll be working on this walk cycle tonight. It's going to be comprised of 8 drawings, and then I can loop those drawings, which means have them play repeatedly, as like I'll just keep looping that series of 8 drawings as he moves across the screen, making it a walk cycle. So that's what I'm working on tonight. And like I said, new pins are ordered. I should have a photo of one of them coming soon, sometime this month, and I will let you all know when I do get that photo. I'm excited. All right, I'm gonna get my camera adjusted, and we're gonna get going here. I did move my live draw to 8:30. They used to start it at 8, and then I noticed people were showing up more at 8:30. But I also think what happens is people show up at 9. I don't know. Maybe I need to start a little bit later. I never know exactly what the right time is, and then whenever I say that, everybody shows up at the time that I didn't think they would show up. So maybe I should just not worry about it. That's the other thing. I could just do that too. All right. All right. Let me get this going here. Got too many windows open. Oh, we are listening to. You must have not been here when I mentioned earlier. We're listening to World of Goo soundtrack. This is the original World of Goo from like 15 years ago, in honor of World of Goo 2 being released today. World of Goo. World of Goo is a puzzle game. It's a physics puzzle game where you have to use like blobs of goo. You have to like connect them to create things like suspension bridges or to like make something swing and reach another side of a platform. And everything's weighted, and it's all about like gravity and like it's kind of like an engineering game, which I know that doesn't sound the most exciting, but it's really really fun. And the soundtrack is great. It's great. I like it. I like the pun. I definitely approve. There we go. Okay. Hey, Carrie's here. How's it going, bud? Welcome. Going all right. Just been busy. How are you? I'm good. Starting a new walk cycle tonight, which is exciting. Oh, Jude turns 10. Wow. Wow. That is crazy. That's right, though. That does make sense. Because I was moving here and you guys were moving away from here, and all that was about 10 years ago. Yeah, walk cycle is basically creating a looping animation so a character can appear to be just like continually walking. It makes it nice for the animator because you don't have to keep like drawing more than just like 8 frames, and then you can just keep playing those 8 frames over and over again. So it makes it kind of nice. Oh boy, I missed a bunch of. Is that the correct number usually for a walk cycle? Would a running cycle be less than? Um, there's not like a hard and fast rule for that. There's different frame rates that you can animate something to. So, um, you could always add or remove frames if you wanted to add complexity or make something look a little bit more chunky. The frames are the same amount if you do a standard walk or run cycle. It just has more to do with the way the drawing looks. You can speed things up by cutting back on drawings. That is one way. You can also speed things up as an optical illusion by making the background look blurred, or having the background pass by quicker as the character is running, versus having the background pass by more, at an even pace if they're walking. So there's a lot of factors that come into it. It's not necessarily just the number of drawings in the cycle. I hope my absurd AI art hasn't bothered you. I haven't seen any of your AI art, so it hasn't bothered me. But if I had seen it, it probably would bother me. I fell down a rabbit hole when I found it. It's silly to mess around with. I made one where my body was made out of Vienna sausages earlier. Well, that is funny, and I understand. I understand the allure to mess around with it. So I'm not going to tell the rest of the world how they should be living, but yeah, I'm personally not a fan of it. So whatever. To each their own, I guess. Had you never worked at Best Buy, where do you guess your life would be now? Would retail sunshine or even your current career be even remotely similar? Just a silly idea to ponder. Um, you know, uh, there are other characters that I've made over the years, and there's a very good chance that I would be working on something with them. When I moved here to Austin in 2013, about a month or two after I moved here, I think I finished my comic number 101 for Retail Sunshine, and at that point I put it aside. I was like, I'm not gonna work on it anymore, maybe ever again, but maybe I will one day. I didn't know what was gonna happen, and I picked up a different series and I started working on a graphic novel, and I got like 24 pages into that graphic novel before I got burned out. And there's a lot of people that want to see me finish that graphic novel, myself included, but I don't really have the desire is not quite there anymore, at least not right now. Once I came back to Retail Sunshine and picked things up again, it was always a world that I felt like I didn't have fully realized. And then when I picked it up again and started to explore it more, I realized, oh, there's a lot of fun to be had that I haven't had yet. There's no reason for me to put these characters aside. And the reality is, of all the characters I've come up with over the years, the most comedy comes from Retail Sunshine. So for me, comedy tends to win out, and I feel like that's the way to go for me. The other stuff I had made had some humor in it, but was a lot of heart, which is nothing wrong with heart, but for me, in order to stay motivated to work on something, I think humor is a pretty big motivator for me. So that's why I'm at where I'm at now. Career wise, yeah, it's hard to say because I spent a few hours today fixing a person's Apple devices. Like, they had a series of Apple devices, and I went through and I was updating their devices and getting rid of malware and deleting old programs and making sure their passwords were correct and making sure all the devices were talking to each other. Would I even have done that if I hadn't worked at Best Buy? Probably not, because working at Best Buy is what led me to working for Apple. So, yeah, probably not. Who knows where I would be? I don't really know. I do think about that sometimes. You like comedy? No. I still need to go back and watch your one stream about AI. Oh, I think I did a couple streams about AI, but yeah, it was a really good conversation. I brought on some fellow artists who had some really good things to say. That's a really interesting breakdown for the cycles. Well, thank you. I think all this stuff is very interesting. So this drawing I'm working on here, and if you kind of can see, you kind of can see through the paper a little bit. You can see the 3 different drawings I've got going on here. Maybe if I turn this light on. There you go. You can see that. There you go. That's pretty cool. So you can kind of see the walk cycle that I'm working on right now. I haven't tested these frames out in sequence yet. But this is 3 images, and assuming these 3 images work, I've got 5 more to go in this walk cycle. And then I can just loop it, and hopefully that will give me the effect I'm looking for. It's possible that I'll have to go back and do some tweaks. I don't know, but that's okay. Doing tweaks is not as bad as having just a blank page in front of you. So let's see, what was my next? So we got passing. And if I do that, then he'll go off the page. So I don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So I'll probably go to the one that comes after this one. There's a chance I won't be able to fit all 8 drawings in sequence. I'll have to like start another page after this one. He's got a very lanky walk, and I've never really done a walk like this. In fact, in order to make him move as lanky as I want him to, I may end up having to do more drawings in between to kind of slow him down. And I don't know yet, so I won't really know until I start putting it together. So I say there's 5 more drawings. There could be another like 15 drawings. I don't really know. Do you finish all 8 and then test, or is it helpful to test earlier? I tend to be a little bit more on the paranoid side, which is something I'm trying to work on fixing, just because. And I tend to test like almost after every drawing I do. Sometimes I'll do like 2 or 3 drawings. I don't usually go more than 3 drawings without testing, because I've done it before where I did that and then I went to test and I went, oh, none of these worked. So case in point, last week, I think I did a handful of drawings last week, and I scanned them all in after the live stream, and only 1 of the 5 did I end up keeping. I redrew the other 4. So just goes to show you, mistakes can be made, but that's why you draw in pencil. Probably change that to contact 1. All right, so this is going to be, let's see here, recoil. Okay. I don't really need these 2 drawings to be on the board right now. I can just work with that one. And this is going to be further down. Now the question though is, how much further down do I really want it? Because he doesn't really have a big spring in his step. So I probably won't make that go down too much. This is going to be kind of interesting because I haven't done a stylized walk, I don't think, ever. I've done pretty standard walks and standard runs. I haven't really done a more stylized personality walk. So this is going to be kind of a little different. He's kind of a tall character. He does have a little bit of a gut. And what's funny is, like, this is stuff I really didn't fully establish in the comics. I like, this character's never been on the page for more than like 1 drawing at a time. Um, what exactly are you drawing? Oh, well, I am. Thank you for asking. I'm drawing a walk cycle. I'm drawing a. Don't people for animations not use paper anymore? That's correct. They don't really use paper anymore. I'm kind of a dinosaur. I'm drawing a character walking across the screen. This is going to be for a 7-minute independent animated short. This is my character, and he's gonna be walking across the screen. You can kind of see that moving a little bit. Um, if you visit my channel, you'll be able to see some videos talking about this cartoon and a little bit of test animation. So hopefully that answers your question. Um, yeah. So what's interesting about this project is in the books, a lot of these characters only got tiny amounts of time, and so I never really had a chance to develop them more fully. And in putting them in this cartoon, it's forcing me to have to draw them over and over again in different situations and different angles and things like that. So it's kind of like putting me in a state of like, okay, let me get to know these characters better, which is great. And that's why I put the book out that I put out earlier this year. That's part of the reason was I knew that when I did this cartoon, on the other end of it, my characters would start looking different. So that book is sort of an end of an era as I begin this new era, so to speak. Something of a new era. That's kind of how I think of it anyway. Let's see. But yeah, people aren't really doing this sort of animation anymore. You're right. Well, there are some people that do it. There's some former Disney animators and some other folks that do. Um, so not a lot, but there are some. A lot of people draw digitally, and that's fine too. I'm not going to hate on people drawing digitally. Personally, I like the tactile nature of working on paper. It makes me feel connected to the art in a way that digital does not do for me. Let's see, that goes there, and then comes up there. You seem like a passionate guy. Oh, thank you. I hope you can have a good career and do what you like. I wish you the best, Phil. You seem like a really sweet guy. Well, thank you very much. Mike. Thank you very much, IDK. Does IDK stand for I don't know? Um, but thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do love the art form. Um, Career wise, I'm doing this just for me. I don't know if it'll ever lead to me, making a paid career out of it. But I do sell my work, but I'm not living off of it. So, we'll see what happens with all that. Maybe someday. But that was really sweet of you. I appreciate you stopping by. That's one of the great things about these live streams. I love meeting people for the first time and um, getting to like share ideas and things like that. It's very cool. I was really interested in paper animation, but haven't seen someone do it before. I wish you the best. Oh, wow, that's great. I'm glad to show you that there are people doing it. I'm not the only one. I promise you I'm not the only one. Now, this guy is drawing digitally and on paper, but I recommend checking out Aaron Blaise on YouTube. AARONBLAISE. Aaron was one of the he directed or was one of the directors on Brother Bear for Disney, and he's still animating, and he has online courses that he sells for cheap. I recommend just checking out his channel for free and seeing if you know what you think. Again, he's sometimes drawing on paper. He still paints, I think. He's a big wildlife painter, wildlife artist, and he recently did an animation that he did traditionally, but on the computer. So it's a flat cartoon, but on a computer, and it's called Snow Bear. And I recommend checking out Snow Bear. So I'm not the only one doing stuff, but thank you. Where'd we go? There we go. Let's see, what's our... Oh, we're looking at 45 minutes. Okay. Okay. So here's a little test here. Typically, if you can get things to work pretty well like that, then they'll probably work on the cartoon. Hey, Frank Gonzalez, thank you for joining me on the live draw. I like that you're here. I appreciate it. Thanks for the like and the thumbs ups and the hearts and all the things. Thanks for showing up. Many thanks. So walk cycles for me anyway take a little bit of time to figure out, and I draw a little bit slower. So only got a little bit of stuff actually fleshed out tonight. But if I scan all this in and everything works, then it was all worth the wait. This Mohawk character guy has been with me since the beginning of the series, I think, or not exactly the beginning, but pretty close to the beginning. I've drawn this character for a long time, and he even made it into Sparking Sunshine, which was the 10-minute about the making of the series film you can see on YouTube. He makes it into there briefly, so I kind of felt like I had to include him in this scene. This scene is really short. It's only 4 seconds long, but it gives me a chance to introduce a couple characters from the background usually, and just kind of have them. Well, they're still sort of in the background, but they get featured, and I don't feature all the background characters, just certain ones. That is part of the fun of this project, is trying to think of things I can sneak into the background, and that's something I do in the comics as well. Those of you who have read the comics know what I'm talking about. Sort of channel my inner Where's Waldo a little bit sometimes. Oh, my music ended. All right, this works though. I think this drawing works, so that's good. I'll know later on when I scan everything, but I'm pretty sure it's working fine. Well, we got like 10 minutes to go. I should probably play some different music. I could play some of this other song. There's another soundtrack called Puppeteer. It's a game for PlayStation, and I want to play a little bit of that. love these tunes. They feel spooky themed. Yeah, I was picking spooky stuff tonight. This is from a game called Puppeteer. I see. Something's wrong here. Oh. There we go. All right. Well, I got a few drawings done tonight, so that's good. I'm up to 5 of 8. Supposedly 8. We'll see. Yeah. It seems to be working. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. I've hit an hour, a little bit over an hour tonight. Thanks for being here. I just want to say thanks to everybody who pre-ordered a glow-in-the-dark brain pin. I appreciate you doing that. I ordered them today. I should have them by the end of this month, and then I'm going to have the trading cards ordered, and they will go together. So I should be shipping maybe in September. If you haven't pre-ordered a brains pin and you want a glow-in-the-dark brain, all you got to do is send $20 through Venmo to me. You just got to go send it to @Machi, right there. Right there. And and just put brain in the subject line or in the reason for you doing it. So moving right along here on scene 22, I might be done with this scene by next week, which would be very exciting. I probably will be, so that'll be neat. And thanks for anybody that popped in for the first time tonight. Thank you for liking and subscribing. If you want to see more, there's plenty more at YouTube, or you can always go to retailsunshine.com and follow me there, and I put updates there too. Have a wonderful weekend. Be good to yourselves. Thanks so much. Have a great night.